Hey everybody, it's Matt Powers. I'm here in Southern California and I am here to tell you that our books are printed. Our books are amazing. We have the Permaculture Student 2, which came out better than I expected. I'm so excited. I'm absolutely so excited about this. We have the Magic Beans, which is a children's story, elementary school. We have this is for school gardens, elementary school gardens, and we have, and this wasn't, we weren't even thinking about printing this at first, but we just did it at the last minute and we were so excited that we did. This is one of our favorites now. And we have the second editions of the Permaculture Student 1, the textbook, and the Permaculture Student 2, the workbook. So it's a completely new ball game. We've got a full K through 12 series of books. And this gives us the opportunity that we've never had before to educate children at all levels in how to live regeneratively. So let's check these books out, right? You want to see inside? You want to see what they look like? Let's check it out. All right, first off, let's check out the Permaculture Student 2. All right. So inside this, we have sections that you might not find in a PDC, you might not find in any other permaculture book. It starts off a lot like a regular permaculture Bill Mollison style thing, but then it goes into more depth, brings up more new studies and new findings. And we have real life examples, and we also have soil done with Elaine Ingham. So we have the latest research for the past several decades on compost, soil life, the soil food web. And then beyond this, we have new methods for working with soil with large scale and small scale natural building. This book, there's Elaine right there. This book has how-to in it, but it also has how to, create businesses, how to work with plants, how to work with fungi. It's a collection of solutions that are regenerative. And it took a team of experts to help me get this right and get this curriculum so that it's not only high school, but it's collegiate level. And I mean, we're just halfway, we're not even halfway through yet. Oh wow. So there's so much going on in here that you would find in an advanced permaculture course and beyond. We have holistic management in here. We have the Regrarians platform. We have keyline patterning and design. And we really delve and go into depth with how to install a food forest, how to manage it. That's Fukuoka. There's, when I was gardening, I was looking for answers, and in permaculture, it really gave me the understanding to seek those answers and to create systems so that those answers are understandable. This is Jean-Martin Fortier's The Market Gardener's crop rotation plan. This is incredible. I talk about crop rotation, bug hotels. Talk about rooting plants. This is comfrey right here. Talk about graftings, scarification, plant breeding. Everyone can do this. And then I go through the climates like the classic, permaculture style, like Bill Mollison, the Permaculture Designer's Manual would. And I do this with a lot of experts. I do this with resources that you might recognize, like the carbon farming solution from Eric Tonesmeyer. The references are all listed. It's got footnotes, endnotes that lead directly to the pages of the works that are referenced. So you can actually look at exactly what I was reading when I wrote this. And I'm so happy with the way it turned out. you really can see what's going on with a lot of these concepts in a new way, because we've been working with experts for over a year now, and we've got all these diagrams. We've got them all dialed in exactly the way we wanted them, so that they would communicate to the most people. And they are as correct as we can get them. If you see something, let me know. But we've spent an incredible amount of time. I had an incredible team. You probably recognize some of their names. Peter McCoy, I said Elaine Ingham already. Darren Doherty, the Agrarian. Jeff Lawton. We have people like Javin Bernakovich. Neil Speckman. There's lots on aquaculture in here too as well. There's Jeff right there. This is Floating Gardens. These are in Cambodia. These are incredible. And of course, wouldn't be complete without the Chinampas, right? Wouldn't be complete. Veta La Palma is in here, which is an incredible example of what we can do with all of our coasts. And I talk about that a little bit more extensively in the 5 steps. Bill Zedek's work I talk about in here. There's some incredible things that we can do to restore our wetlands. And this is something that's usually never included in a permaculture course or a permaculture book. We talk about large-scale ocean repair, which is absolutely critical. Vertical farming, as featured in Permaculture Magazine North America. We have berry buds. These are seeds, basically, to regrow reefs. They're incredible. So we can recreate our coastal microclimates. We can restore our ocean. But there's specific steps we can, and we can do it with permaculture. And you can be part of it. So another one of the things that's usually never included is alternative energy. And I go into this in depth. I had help with this from Troy Martz. We talk about making things last, like the Edison iron nickel battery, which can last longer than 25 years and gets better with age. Light bulbs that last longer than a year, solar ovens. Check out this pump. This pump is pulling water from down here. It goes all the way up this hill to the top here. Incredible thing. The Pelton wheel, bioluminescent fungi. It just goes on and on. Algae carbon sink power plant. Urban permaculture. This is something that Toby Hemingway brought to us with his book, The Permaculture City, and I so appreciated him signing my copy of it when I went and filmed his talk at the Petaluma Seed Bank. It was an incredible night, and he really inspired me with his ideas and spurred a lot of the thinking that was in this chapter. This is Asayo. She is the Disney illustrator artist that is going to be. We're about to launch this Kickstarter for this new book, The Forgotten Food Forest, which is about a Moroccan food forest that's over 3,000 years old and is in the middle of Morocco in the desert. So it's going to be incredible. And she has her own amazing urban garden. We talk about advanced energy solutions for cities. There's so much in here. We talk about rooftop gardens. We talk about entire cities that are going off the grid. And we even talk about architecture with permaculture, permatecture. Bill Mollison, the co-creator, co-innovator of permaculture, the concept of permaculture, and the author of Permaculture, A Designer's Manual, which is largely who inspired me to write this in the form that I wrote this. His grandson, Stuart Muir Wilson, came up with the term permatecture. And I've talked to him for hours. I had a podcast with him, and then we talked for hours after the podcast. And we've talked since then, and he inspired me to create this new system that is the principles behind permatecture. And I iterate this in this chapter, and it's the first time this has ever been iterated. It has things like should be people-powered, ethical labor, fair compensation, accessible to all, affordable to all, repairability, stacking functions, and natural and non-polluting resources, and durability and longevity. And that together, when those are all overlapping, that is permatecture. So yeah, that's just a concept that he inspired. And then I talk about people systems, community patterns, decentralization, intentional communities, community structures, sociocracy, holacracy. A lot of people don't know about these governance systems, but they're absolutely fascinating. I can't wait to see them applied outside of the dozens of businesses that they're being applied in a few communities. Once it really takes off, it's going to infect all sorts of government and create ecosystemic like human structures, which are going to really help the world and be regenerative. We have things like nonviolent communication, restorative circles. We have alternative economies, currencies, local bioregional transitional understandings. We have formal and informal economies like Toby Hemingway has talked about. We have microloans, microinsurance, micro-franchises. There's incredible things in here. We have businesses that we talk about like Guayaki, which are, you know, they're restoring the rainforest with their business. They make money and restore the rainforest with their business. It's absolutely incredible. The Fiber Shed, which is about, you know, relocalizing our fiber and making it a soil-to-soil process. So this is, you know, we're not even to the best chapter yet. You don't even know. So regenerative agriculture, this goes through defining the different types of regenerative agriculture that there are. Most people don't realize that there's so many different types, and that's why there's often, you know, just like on social media, people get really confused, and they all argue about this is this way and this is this way, but they're really actually, it's all semantics, and they're discussing, you know, different definitions for often the same thing. And so I go through it all here and I clarify it so that, you know, everyone's in understanding, whether you're talking about Masanobu Fukuoka, Sepp Holzer, or Curtis Stone. This is all a spectrum where they're all working together. I have Larry Korn, who was the editor and student of Masanobu Fukuoka. I had Zach Weiss, who is the student of Sepp Holzer, all helping me. And I had Curtis, and I had Jean-Martin Fortier and Stefan Sokobiak, all, you know, looking over their sections and giving me advice so that I could link these all into a spectrum. It wouldn't have been possible otherwise. Now this is the chapter. This is the Permaculture in Action chapter. This is my favorite chapter. I get to go through everyone's site and describe to you why they're amazing. So we have Grant Schultz's Versaland. We have Jeff Lawton's Zaytuna Farm. We've got Joel Saladin's Polyface Farm. And yes, these people reviewed these. They're reviewed and edited by them. And so this is Joel's farm. He's looked it over. This is Mark Shepard's farm. This is New Forest Farm. We have Kremeterhof, which is reviewed by Zach Weiss. We have Paradise Lot. I couldn't reach Eric Tonesmeyer. That's one of the ones. I'll get next time. The Urban Homestead. Jordan Dervais, one of the Dervais family members, did review this. It was incredible to speak to her and learn about her family. Ernst Gosch, I tried reaching him. He's another incredible example that the next edition I hope to get pictures of. We have Will Allen in Milwaukee and Chicago. I worked with Growing Power, and they were able to give me feedback and read everything over and share these wonderful pictures. I was able to talk to my great friend, Neil Speckman. I love his work with the Al-Beta Project in Saudi Arabia. Just incredible work. He's there right now, actually. If you're not following him, he's someone to absolutely follow. This is a dry swale. This is what happened to that just a few years later. Wow, sorry I bumped it. Yeah, so we have the ability to regenerate the earth. We have the ability to change, politics altogether. Wangari Maathai, Nobel Peace Prize winner, is testament to that. What she did was permaculture. Masanobu Fukuoka, what he did was permaculture. What Curtis Stone is doing, relocalizing food, using lawns to, grow food. What he's doing is permaculture. He's getting people employed where no one can, and he's growing food where no one can. It's amazing. Jean-Martin Fortier is showing us that we can grow more and more food in smaller spaces. And now he's proving he can do it with purely permaculture ways. It's amazing. So we have all these incredible examples. Stefan Skobiak, Miracle Farm. And then we have Celebration Farm with Elaine Ingham, where she's running compost against conventional farming methods to prove compost efficacy. We have Rosemary Morrow, which is an incredible section. I have a very long quote here from her that is her own account of the work that she has done in humanitarian aid in several areas, and it's absolutely incredible. This is something that she wrote to me personally that I was able to share here, and it's just something absolutely incredible that I'm so excited that I get to share with the world. Then we have Bhutan, which is an actual country that's carbon negative, and they are not the end. The last example is the Loess Plateau Project, from desert to perennial paradise. Just absolutely incredible. So this book has been my everyday, my every waking hour, almost my every thought. And I'm so excited that I got it done, and I'm so excited that it is what it is, and so many people were involved. We have an awesome index in it. There's many different ways to use the index. I designed it so that a huge spectrum of people using it in many different ways will find the index very useful. And then I have all the references so that you can learn how I learned, where I learned it, what I learned exactly, so that you can understand how I interpreted it the way I did, and maybe interpret it in a little bit your own way, or find new insights. Together we can keep this going, because this is just a part in the progression of spreading this information. And speaking of that, this is all the reviewers. There's over 20 different reviewers that were involved. People who are, Radical Mycology's Peter McCoy, expert in mycology, Elaine Ingham, one of the world's experts in soil, Darren Doherty, keyline expert, Daniel Lawton, permaculture expert, Javan Bernakovich, social permaculture expert. Gabrielle Harris did an absolutely incredible job as the lead editor, went through everything with me multiple times. And she's worked with John D. Liu, who documented the Loess Plateau Project, and Jeff Lawton at Zaytuna Farm. So these individuals sacrificed time and effort, and they worked with me one-on-one, and they're the sources for much of this information. They're out there doing it, and they helped me turn it into a curriculum that people everywhere can understand and see the spectrum. They can be like, yeah, I'm going to Fukuoka this, I'm going to Curtis Stone that, and I'm going to Romaro with this area that I'm going to go help, and I'm going to, you're going to do all this stuff, but this is going to show you all the different ways you can do it, so that in your own particular blend, in your own particular way, you can help people. And there's even a teacher's rationale. So if you want to get your high school to have this, you read these talking points to them, or print out this page. And I even have my Kickstarters in here. So yeah, and here are the end notes with page numbers for the resources, so you can actually just quickly go right to that place in the permaculture designer's manual, or the lecture notes. Which lecture notes by Elaine Ingham is that from? Which book by Sepp Holzer? What page number? You get it all here. It's all here ready for you. So this, I'm so excited, and you guys should know that there's only about 160 left. Of the 500 that are arriving, we've sold everything but 160 of them already. The pre-orders have been steady, and I wouldn't be surprised if this sold out very quickly. So get your copy now, and you won't regret it. Now this one, I want to talk about this one, because this one, we weren't even going to print this. This was a digital. This was to help elementary schools. This was a stretch goal from our campaign. And it turned out so good that I just have to show you guys this. So we can teach children what permaculture is. We can teach them what ethics are. and why they're important. We can show them what a school garden would look like, and then we can zoom in and talk about each part in a way that 4th and 5th graders can come home and tell their parents all about it. The difference between annuals and perennials. Food forests, swales, and greenhouses, composting, and even chicken tractors and bug hotels. These are only $5 because I'm trying to make them as beautiful and attractive as possible, but available so that people can just buy these and give them to the local schools. Regardless if you have a child there or not, people can buy these and drop them off the local science teacher so that they can show, and not only that, local science teachers need a way to make curriculum out of the garden. And this shows you exactly how to do it. And it is the curriculum. All right, so one of our other goals was the magic beans, and you can just see the size difference. This is a really, really cute little fun book that talks about, you know, legumes, family tradition, and the power of plants. Woo, went a little bit too far, that one. And you know, the best part about this is this was all painted in only fruit and vegetable juices. So this is a pretty permaculture book. It's absolutely incredible. I didn't write it originally to be painted this way. I wrote it, and my sister-in-law, my wife's sister, just came away with the most brilliant idea, Sarah Eager. She just decided to do this and surprise me. And oh man, it surprised me. It's the most beautiful thing ever. And it's also, I think, something we should turn into a trend. I think we should have more books like this, where we're using natural sources, no chemical additives. So yeah, both these are really special. They're elementary school level, and they're super fun. And I can't wait for kids everywhere to know about this stuff. And of course, we have the second edition of the Permaculture Student 1 and the textbook. And first off, we made the textbook black and white this time so that people would feel like they could write in it. Because the number one feedback I got last time was they felt it was so beautiful that they felt it was like the other book and they couldn't write in it, and so they photocopied it. And I wanted people to be able to write in it. Because if you don't have a photocopy, this is going to be your original thing. Maybe use pencil and just write in it carefully and erase it as you go, but this is what I want people to use as their workbook. So that's what it is. I'm excited for more children everywhere, more adults everywhere, and everyone in between to be working with these books. We have some new, we have a couple new things in here. I've updated some language in the Permaculture Student 1. We have I have more insight on the key line design and key point geography from Darren Doherty, and so that section has been edited with Darren Doherty. The artwork is still just as beautiful as it was the first time. We just have new things. I'm trying to find the new slope. There it is. Check this out. This is a new illustration for this edition, and it really shows a beginner or someone who is just new to this, how this can work and how easy it can be. We all can figure out our slope, we can figure out our contour lines. Everyone can do this. Oh, and here's that section I redid with Darren Doherty. It's really incredible to have so many experts involved that are helping us. Oh, and here, this and this also got redone. I showed this time, this edition, I actually showed how you fill it out so that you can fill it out in the workbook. And the rest is just the same old good stuff. You know, I'm really excited that this book has been translated into, you know, over 6 languages now. We're working on Russian, Swahili. It's going to come out in over a dozen languages soon. I have it currently as in the translation section as only Arabic, Polish, Spanish, and Italian. I'm working on formatting the French, and then I've got a Portuguese translation of this book, actually. Believe it or not, someone already did that for me. So we're going to have new things coming out. We're going to have a lot more books coming out. We're going to reach a lot more people and help a lot more people. And you all can be part of it. So these are incredible books, and you can pre-order them today. Well, supplies last, especially for this the main book, the big book. Yeah, and it is the big book. It's thick, and this is gonna sell out probably very soon, and I don't know how soon, but if you want this, go to thepermaculturestudent.com today and click on books, and it's right there on top, and get your copy. And they're on their way to be right now. As soon as I get them, I'll send them to you. So thank you so much, and I hope you guys have an awesome weekend.